Alright, so we got the old Cummins back from getting a transmission. We got a stage 1, 650 horsepower rated transmission, which we didn't go with the heavy duty torque converter, so I guess it's not going to hold 650. We just got an HD, like single disc. So now that we have a good transmission in the truck, we're really driving it around. We're driving it normally, daily driving the thing. We've put a ton of miles on it so far since we got it back. And the truck has flat out no power, like no power. All right, what is up guys? Welcome to Top Garage. Thank you for tuning in. Today we are clocking in. All right, so what we're doing today is we're back on the 5.9 Cummins, and we have something epic from our buddies over at Calibrated Power. We have a new turbo. Let's check it out.
You want to pull the feed off of this side of the oil or that side of the turbo?
It looks like that's a little rusty, so we'll pull it off the oil filter housing first, and then we'll pull the whole line with it, and then we'll change it out there because it looks a little rusty in there.
So this big boy right here.
All right, so if you guys caught the last video, you would have seen that we did the boost leak down test, and the thing is just bad. Let's just say it's bad. We're not adding fuel to the truck yet, so we want to get the maximum power and potential out of it without having to do a CP3, a lift pump, or injectors. Ooh, big old pink paper. Use of film sticker, styrofoam. Oh, hat. Oh, 2 hats. Paper, more paper, more paper. Oh. There's a turbo in here. Oh, sweet baby. Look at that. Would you look at that? That's a rig. That's a turbo. All right, so we're dealing with some rusty stuff under here, of course. I mean, it's an 04. So the bracket that comes off of this line that goes back to a bolt on the manifold, couldn't get it out. It was absolutely seized. So we ended up just cutting the bracket. There's a nut on the back side and a nut on the front side. The bracket we couldn't get off the stud to get the manifold out. So we sliced the bracket, as you can see, it's cut right there. Sliced it off of there, and we're just gonna wing it with no bracket. So another thing we're dealing with is the turbo drain on the bottom of the turbo. The bolts that bolt the drain line, the drain tube to the turbo in the center section are just crusted to no end. So we're gonna try to pull the line out of the block, but that's also a little crinkly, so we're just sucks working on old rusty stuff. All right guys, it's a couple days later. We actually have a second one of these in. So we got 1 and we got 2. We're putting them both on. I'm kidding, we're not putting them both on. So here's what we got working with. This was an earlier version of the 64 Stealth turbo drop-in for the Cummins. This is a second redesigned turbine wheel. So our guy over at Calibrated said, hey man, I got an updated one for you, coming your way. So we got the updated one here. This is the one going on the truck. And we removed the silencer ring. So just for a quick reference, here is a factory OEM turbine wheel. You can see the size of this thing. And you can see the Stealth turbine wheel here. Now holding it like this, you can't really tell. When you put them side by side, I mean, there is a considerable amount of difference there. So this should flow a whole lot more than that little puppy in there. This thing looks like the moon surface. That's what JB said. We pulled this out. He goes, what is this, the moon landing? Look at that. It's like, it has spikes on it. It'll cut you.
Must be sending shit.
So here's what we're working with. Factory old moon landing turbo. This thing was so bad. The compressor wheel was starting to touch the housing. So yeah, that thing was, I don't know how it was still going. So you can see the difference. And then there's a difference of turbines on the exhaust side. All right, so check this out. So the truck had a weird lighting issue. While we're letting that thing do whatever it's doing, the truck had a weird lighting issue. We were getting intermittent lights. Some would work over here, some wouldn't work over there. And it was just a freaking nightmare. So we found some test procedures to do. We tested the fuse box. Turns out fuse box was bad. It wasn't the front control module, which is this thing that sits on the side of the fuse box. It was the box itself, the pins that connect into here, whatever, long story short, weren't putting out power. So that means it was internally in here, something was wrong. We found these guys. This is not paid promotion. This is not sponsorship. This is nothing. Circuit board medics. So found them on Google. Was looking for actually a new fuse box. Found them on Google. They're like, hey man, send your fuse box in. We'll fix it for like 200 bucks or whatever it was. We're like, let's try it, because a new one of those is like 600. This is like 400. So there's like borderline, I don't know, give or take, $1,000 there. Let's give it a whirl. We just got her back today. They sent her back, fixed. It's refurbished. Look how clean it looks.
Yeah. I mean, look at that.
Now, I mean, obviously we don't know if it works yet. We didn't put it in. We just opened it up in the box. But I mean, it was filthy when we sent it to them.
You know what they did? Steam cleaned it.
Steamer.
So give her a little test tube.
Oh.
Whoa, bud. Whoa, bud. I think you gotta get like in there.
It didn't do nothing.
Are you trying to do anything? Like all right, well, don't get carried away. See what it does first before you purple power the motor. That's just putting water on it.
Nothing.
This is definitely the back start after this.
We have this holding us up. This is a turbo feed line fitting for the feed oil line. Last piece of the puzzle, we had to drive over all over God's creation for this today, because we needed it for today so we could get the truck done, but we got it. All right, so check out our action in here. We got the turbo in. We're getting ready to put some oil into the turbo. Everything's torqued. We bailed on the heat shield because I don't want that in there. I live on the edge. Heat shield, out. Might melt the intake. You think we should do a boost leak down test? Because the old ones were just so rusty. Just rusty junk, man. Ooh! Dumb. Dumb move on my part.
Everywhere?
It went everywhere. I'm more nervous about the new fuse box. First fire. Oh, I'm get my phone off there.
Everything's working gauge-wise in here so far. Mine's just cranking.
Alright, so the fuse box fix, I guess, worked. We got turn signals. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, lights work. Lights are working. Guys, like seriously, like easy, quick shout out. No sponsorship. We paid for this straight retail. Circuit board medics fixed the fuse box on the old rig here, so now we got functional lights, because it was a mess before. I think it was like 220 bucks. Did a full refurb on the fuse box. But I don't see any leaks. I think we're okay. Is it whistling out of there? I spilled a little oil on the center section of the turbo when we were filling it. Oh, I hear it. All right, boys. I think we're in business. No leaks. Fittings are all on. Nothing's coming out of here.
Good.
All right, guys. You recording?
I said go ahead because I wasn't.
All right, we have everything ready to go in the truck. We are moments away from the first drive of having this thing operational. So that the truck had 0 power. It could not get out of its own way. Obviously, the turbo was probably the main cause of that. So I'm a tuner today. Actually, I'm just flashing a tune. We just got our tune back from Calibrated Power. We sent them the factory file. They did their adjustments, whatever. So this is the Stealth 64, which is a 64mm compressor wheel. Stealth, which is their factory modified drop-in turbo for the 5.9 Cummins. And also their calibration, their tunes. Flashing it on here, right to vehicle, HP tuners, because this is an 04.5, so we're not using EFI Live or anything. We're using HP tuners. Super, very, very easy to use. And I think we're done. This is first fire. Oh. Now, we didn't drive it under the factory tune. We should have. Messed up. Should have drove it under factory and then tuned it and then seen the difference. We're going straight to tune. Do you hear that whistle on startup? Hop out there and I'll fire it up again. Custom lobe tune. What do you think? That's good. You already take pictures of everything here?
Yeah. It's so hard.
I'm not gonna lie, the excitement is very high. Higher. I don't know if I should say this. Kind of higher than when we do something to the Platinum. I don't know why. I'm pumped right now. I don't know if it's because it's a $5,000, diesel that we're kind of like resurrecting in a way, or what are we doing? But I'm pumped. Now, I know a lot of you guys are gonna say, why wouldn't you just second gen swap it, dude? Well, why not do a Stealth factory modified drop-in? Why not do that? Ooh. She got throttle response. All right. Okay, I'm easing on it. Should we just go straight to hammering? Feels like a good truck so far. Oh. We actually have a real truck. It's like a normal driving truck. Alright guys, I want to give a huge shout out to Calibrated Power for sending us the turbo and the tune for that truck. It runs absolutely amazing. We are slowly getting the 3rd gen, the $5,000 Cummins, on track to be, like a normal truck. But yeah, it runs very, very good. If you guys are interested in this kit, you could hit the first link description. What are we going to call this? Like our stage 1, I guess, package for the 5.9. And if you have any questions, post a comment below or shoot us an email. We'll answer whatever we can. And yeah, that's it. And we're going to have further stuff down the road. Probably coming next, we're going to throw an intake on that truck, and we'll show you guys that whole process too to see if something you might be interested in. But all right, that's it. We'll see you on the next one. We're clocking out. Peace.